Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Options Mentor. Well, what a crazy week we've had here with the SPX market really running up pretty well the last 3 days. Supposedly they're happy because we added a lot of new jobs and they think now we're not going into a recession. Now, my guess is that by next week or certainly the week after, they'll decide that that means the Fed will keep hiking rates because there's so many jobs. So I look for the same thing they ran up on to be the same thing they run down on in another week or two, or who knows, maybe even sooner. And another thing I wanted to point out too is we look at next week. Here, I'll be sharing my screen. And this is really interesting to me. This is one of the lowest news weeks I've ever seen that wasn't holiday, right? We're open every day next week, but it's just very interesting how there's so few things scheduled of our normal, economic news, little PMI, little ISM, of course, the jobless claims that comes out every week, but very, very sparse in what we have for news next week. But what I want to talk about here today is I want to talk about the VIX. The VIX, of course, the volatility index, the CBOE has created for the SPX. And if we look at it here, we can see that it is at a low it hasn't been in quite some time. I think it was 2021 or something like that since we've been down here. Here we are down here, 14.1. Yeah, I guess that was in June of 2021. And now we're down here just under 15. I can't imagine we'll stay here long with all the things going on in the world and in the economy, but we'll see. But what I do like here, and the trade I'm going to talk about here today, is a debit call spread in the VIX to take advantage of a sudden pop in the VIX. Now, if you look here, I went out to the end of June. You could certainly go out further, but I do like to give myself around a month. Of course, that's about 26 days, pretty close. I like to give myself around a month or so for this to happen, but it's just not too far out of the realm of possibility. We could just pop up here just a few points. Now, the thing about this is if you bought one of these here, and I just modeled one here, just a small one. Here, let me model another one. And what if we buy this here vertical here? I got to get to vertical. Hang on. I messed this all up, folks. And we're going to get it here. All right. So we're here at the 28th of June. What if I buy the 17 call and then sell the 20? You know, you can make these different widths or what have you. But if you look here, look at this thing. It is a very nice looking trade. You're going to pay, if you got it here today or maybe Monday, if it's still down around this level, for under $1. And what I would do with this, as soon as we pop up 2 or 3 points in a day, just take the money and run. Don't hang around in this trade hoping for this to increase further. Just take it and run, right? And if you paid, say, $90 for this and it ran up in a couple of days even to 20, or even to 19, you could have a 40-50% profit right there. Just take it off. Don't hang around in these, because as we look at the chart, you can see what happens up, down, very often. You can't count on it to stay down here. It likes to pop back up. So that's why I recommend, if you put this on, to take it off in a hurry. Now, as far as the SPX goes, I mean, I don't mind some kind of long Vega trade out into, if we get into next week, of course, or when we get into next week, if you wanted to look at something like a calendar for June 9th, June 12th here in the SPX, I think that makes sense, because I think being long Vega here is really what I'm leaning towards. Double long diagonals like we talked about, calendars like we talked about, and even that speculative debit call vertical in the VIX. All of these things make sense here. And I would be trying to get long Vega next week, unless we come in Monday and we just pop huge, volatility pops huge, that is, market goes down. But that's what I would be looking to do early next week. Now, I'm going to try to put out a video maybe midweek next week, because I'll be gone at the end of the week. So I'll talk to you in just a few days, probably next Tuesday or Wednesday. But until then, it looks like long Vegas is the way to go, unless we get back up over 20, before you can even do that. If we get back up over 20 once you put it on, that could work very well for you. But if we come into Monday high, well, that would be another thing. But otherwise, if we come into Monday under 20, I would probably be looking to get long any kind of Vega. So that's what I have for you this week. As always, please like and subscribe to this video channel and tell your friends about it as we continue to explore what's working in the market of options in the SPX for income. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.